As we approach the 1-month anniversary of the horrific tornadoes that destroyed much of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, along with hundreds of smaller towns in northern Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi, I am honored to be asked to take a few moments to talk to you about the disaster relief experience we have had so far and to thank those of you who have participated. Thanks in part to your contributions, to date we have sent, all completely full, a 10-foot cargo van to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, a caravan of minivans and a 10-foot cargo van to Phil Campbell, Alabama, an 18-wheeler to Trenton, Georgia, another 18-wheeler to Haleyville, Alabama, a 26-foot box truck to Montpelier, Mississippi, and a 26-foot box truck to Ider, Alabama. All of the items that you contributed to the room on the 6th floor were sent and loaded on the next truck we had going west. We also have at least 3 18-wheeler loads of supplies waiting to be distributed just as soon as we can find truck drivers who will take them for us. But please keep your supplies and donations coming in. We are still accepting donations as the needs are staggering and the rebuilding efforts will take years. I won't lie to you, being around all of the death and destruction has been heartbreaking. I have seen entire towns that now cease to exist. I have seen piles of rubble that used to be people's homes that are now their grave sites. I have met people who 1 month ago were struggling to make ends meet, long before a tornado came and destroyed everything they own. There were hundreds of people desperately posting on Facebook asking if anyone had seen their husband or heard from their brother or had any information about a mother or a sister. Millions of people's lives have been affected and many towns will never recover, and the states of Alabama and Georgia will not be the same for decades. I'm not afraid to admit that I have shed many tears over the past month, but not all of them have been tears of sorrow, mourning the losses so many are coping with. I have met some life-changing people, many of you here, whose generosity, selflessness, and faith have absolutely astounded me. During our first big donation drive, 3 days after April 27th, one lady came whose home had been completely destroyed in a fire less than 6 months earlier. This lady, who so very recently knew what it was like to lose literally everything, showed up with her SUV full of donations for those less fortunate. Several weeks ago, another lady contacted my son saying that her home was being foreclosed on. Since she was being put out on the street and had nowhere to go, she was just going to have to live out of her car for a while. But she wasn't asking for help. She said that she had a house full of furniture that she couldn't use anymore, and she wanted to donate it to those who were less fortunate than herself. Could we find a family who needed it? Seeing the tornado in Joplin, Missouri, one small town that we had been sending supplies to in Mississippi contacted me last night, saying that they didn't want anything else. They wanted the people of Joplin to have them because they thought Joplin was in more dire need. I know that these people need those supplies and they could have benefited from them, but they were selfless enough to want to help others. These are just several stories that have struck me of how your generosity is touching other people's lives. I have met hundreds of selfless strangers who have helped us in so many ways. The one good part of this destruction is that the recovery effort has obliterated any imaginable barriers between people. Alabama fans have worked side by side with Auburn and Tennessee grads. Blacks and whites, people of all religions, and people from around the world have worked together to help their neighbors recover. One of the first people to contact me about how his tiny country could help was the Consul General of Israel. Israel is bringing many different disaster relief experts into Tuscaloosa, including medical teams and water infrastructure experts. Thank you to everybody who has helped in any capacity so far. One person can make a difference. Whether you've purchased a gift card, brought in canned goods, volunteered to sort clothes, chainsawed limbs off of people's houses, or donated the loose change that you have after lunch, you are making a difference and your help is greatly appreciated. Thank you.